Okay, so this is the story of how a stupid human trick saved my life. I was about 11 years old in my hometown, small town, central Illinois, surrounded by cornfields, rode my bike to school every day, and there was this group of older kids who sat in this blue pickup truck in the gas station parking lot and played loud country music, and generally looked like all the reasons I didn't want to stay in this small town. But there was this thing I noticed as I would ride by, and they were making this strange motion with their hand. This one guy in particular would sit on the back of the truck, and there was this like snapping, cracking noise that he was making, just apparently with his hand. And at one point, I just got so curious that I found myself kind of outside of my own head, pulling my bike over and stopping by this truck, just kind of staring at the guys. And this guy kind of looks over and he spits this long brown stream. And he says, "What?" And I said, I just wondered what you're doing with your hand making that noise. And he takes out his tobacco tin and whack, makes this amazing cracking noise. And he says, "It's called the Limpy." And what you do, what I learned is you make your finger go limp, and it makes this amazing noise when your limp finger with the proper force cracks against this tobacco container. And I was like, I'm like, that's the key to being cool. I have to learn how to do this limpy thing. So I tried for like a few days, and it's really embarrassing trying to learn this thing because you're just kind of doing this a lot, and it looks very strange. And I do this for a couple weeks, and then I just give it up and I forget about it. So I grow up, I leave the town, thank God, I leave, I study abroad, I'm going to Australia, I get to leave my small town roots, I'm going to another place, I'm super excited, and I go to this dorm, it's like my first day, and I expected to kind of come in and be greeted as this, American hero guy who's coming from abroad, and all these girls just be fawning all over me. And that didn't happen at all. And in fact, after the third day or so, I'm like, what can I do? What can I do differently? And I'm hearing that, the girls are talking about, oh, there's this guy, Chris Wynn, he's so cool. We really like Chris Wynn, he has this spiky necklace, and he wears this cool gloves. And one day I hear the door come open, and I hear this snap, 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 and I turn, and there's Chris Wynn, the cool guy, doing the Limpy. Not with tobacco, just doing the Limpy. And so then again, I go into the second training mode. I'm like, I've got to learn how to do this thing. So I'm like in my room talking to my parents, I'm talking to my friends, I'm practicing, and I cannot get this thing to work. I cannot get my finger to snap against my hand. And so I'm trying, finally again with like a sore, practically arthritic wrist, I finally just give this thing up. I cannot make this noise, I cannot do the Limpy. So I give it up. A few years go by, I moved to Australia, I'm teaching English. I talked to one of my buddies who's known me since high school, he's like, "Hey man, did you ever figure out how to do that Limpy thing?" I'm like, "No, I never figured it out." So I go into this bout again and I'm practicing. And as I'm practicing, trying to do this thing, my supervising teacher walks by. It's Italian, comes in and he says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Davide, man, it's really embarrassing, but I'm trying to learn this thing. It's called the Limpy, and you make it." He's like, "Oh, this? Snap!" And he does it. And I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Everyone in Italy can do that." He's like, "Yeah, you do it in the military. When you're in the military, the new guys coming into the military can't do it. So the older military guys do it to the new guys, to like get in their face, I'm like, okay. So I'm practicing, I'm still not great at it, but I start to hear something. I start to hear a little bit of a pop, a little bit of a snap. So one day, my girlfriend comes to visit me, we're on this train to Calabria, and there's some rough characters on this train. And I know enough Italian at this point, I've been there for, like 6-7 months. And these guys in Italian start talking about how they're going to rob us. You get the bag. No, you get the bag. They don't speak any Italian. You get the bag when they get off. No, not this stuff, the next stuff. We'll do it in Napoli. No, we'll do it in Calabria. Blah, 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 blah. And we're crammed on this train. I'm sweating, I'm freaking out. I'm one guy, there's 3 of them. And then they start talking about their military service. They're coming away from the military. And so they're talking about their military, they're in the military. And so when the train stops and they look at me, I just jump up from my seat and snap right in their faces. Snap, snap, snap. They said, "Oh my God, you speak Italian." I said, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, let's buy you a drink. We'll buy you some wine. How did you know?" And that is how the snap saved my life.
Yeah.